We're back. Alibaba may be in a bear market. However, traders are betting on a big turnaround. So say Jon and Pete at the telestrator with unusual activity. Pete, you're up first.
Yeah, we're talking about Alibaba. You're talking about that one. Take a look at this huge dive that this stock took, Scott, in a really short period of time. Trade talks, whatever you want to put it to, but that is a big drop. Well, somebody today with the stock trading at 166 came strolling in to start buying these July upside 175 strike calls. You can see right there, they started off at about 5,000. I think this is creeping up, getting a little closer to 6,000. These are a very high dollar amount call right now. They're trading about $2.50. So I think the best way to approach this would be, if you're interested in that Bobby, you think it's moving to the upside, you can spread it off against an option higher up. So you could turn that into a spread to be able to make that more affordable. But that's an expensive option at $2.50. But I love what we're seeing there. We've seen these Chinese stocks start to move back up to the upside. I think this one's going to lead the charge.
Okay.
Yep.
I got a Chinese stock for you too, Judge. Take a look at this one. ASHR. This is basically, it tracks some of those biggest movers in China. So not a China stock technically. But take a look, the stock's 27.25 earlier today when they started buying these, so it's only 4 cents higher right now. They were buying upside calls also in July, probably based on the president's tweet. The upside calls, July calls, that means I'll probably be in these calls, the July 28th, only about 70 cents out of the money. I'll probably be in these right around 2 to 3 weeks. As you can see, at first it was 4,000. Now we've almost moved to 9,000 calls, just in the difference between when I sent it and when the show started.
Okay.
Bang. So now we're going to give you a couple updates, Scott. We talked yesterday with Jimmy Cramer and myself. We're talking about Micron technology. It didn't seem like the right day to be in there, but those options, they were flying in there. You can take a look at how these have performed since the buy yesterday to the upside. I think you've got to exit because that's an incredible rate of return very, very rapidly. But I own the stock now, and now I'm going to sell calls against it because even though this environment hasn't had a lot of implied volatility, I think there's enough in this stock right now with the movement that we've seen that I can capture some of that implied volatility. So now I own the stock, and I'm out of those calls. Now I've got the next one up here. Let's see what they've got. Is it Facebook from yesterday? I think is our next update. Is that right, Jason? Oh, we got rigged. Well, this is another one. It started yesterday about 30 or 40 cents lower. They started buying the July 6 strike calls. Those are moving to the upside as well. They've almost doubled. So I think this is one of those examples where you'd want to start trimming out of this as well. Next, I'm going to give you a KWeb. That's going to bring you right back to the internet names in China. We talked about already a couple of those stocks. Well, a nice, very, very fast move to the upside, over $43 a share. That's one of those where you've got to either trim or exit as well. You got to be disciplined. We talk about the trading environment all the time. This is exactly what we're talking about when we bring that one up. Next, Facebook. Yesterday, aggressive buying. I used it as my final trade. We had Jim Cramer also used Facebook as a final trade. You can see where it is now. It's only up 9 cents. You say, what are you talking about, Pete? This stock spiked right out of the open today. Everybody talking about cryptocurrency and all their blockchain, all the rest of that stuff. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, that spike got me out of those calls immediately. They more than doubled overnight. You got to say see you later. You better be very, very quick in this market. That was right out of the gate this morning. I got one last one, Snap. Now, we had Snap hit on multiple occasions over the last couple of weeks. The 13.5 calls, the 14 calls were being bought. Look at that move today. 9% in Snap. Now, that's been hanging on to it. Facebook didn't, but that's one where I took off half my position. I'm still in there. I still own some 14 calls, sold all my 13.5 calls. So I'm sitting there with the 14s now, basically cut it in half. I still think there's some upside, so I'm going to hold on to those.